The Illyrian Wars occurred during a critical period in ancient history, marked by the expansion of the Roman Empire and the strategic significance of the Balkan region. The Illyrians, known for their fierce independence and warrior culture, inhabited territories that were rich in resources and strategically located along important trade routes. This geographical advantage made them a target for Rome, which sought to consolidate its power in the Adriatic and control trade between the East and the West. Understanding the historical context of these conflicts is crucial. Before the Roman invasions, the Illyrians had established a complex society comprised of various tribes, each with its own customs and leadership structures. These tribes often engaged in intertribal conflicts, but they also displayed a remarkable capacity for unity in the face of external threats. The Illyrian social organization was characterized by tribal leadership, where chieftains held significant influence over their communities. This organization allowed them to mobilize quickly in response to military challenges, demonstrating their resilience and adaptability. However, the expansion of the Roman Republic was motivated by both economic interests and the desire for territorial dominance. As Rome sought to expand its influence, it perceived the Illyrian tribes as obstacles to its ambitions. The Illyrians' military prowess and their strategic position threatened Roman trade routes, compelling the Republic to engage militarily. This clash of ambitions set the stage for a series of conflicts that would shape the destinies of both the Illyrians and the Romans. The onset of the Illyrian Wars marked a turning point in the balance of power in the region. In addition to military confrontations, the Illyrian Wars reflect broader themes of cultural exchange and conflict in ancient history. The interactions between the Illyrians and the Romans resulted in a complex dynamic where warfare coexisted with trade and cultural exchange. Despite the violence, there were moments of collaboration that contributed to the mutual understanding of both cultures. The legacy of these interactions would influence the cultural and historical trajectory of the region long after the wars had concluded. Understanding this multifaceted context enriches our perspective. The First Illyrian War began in 229 BC, initiated by the Roman Republic as a response to perceived threats posed by the Illyrians. Tensions escalated when the Illyrian king, Agron, expanded his influence over the Adriatic Sea, disrupting Roman trade routes and provoking concern among Roman leaders. The Illyrians were known for their naval capabilities, and their control over key maritime routes threatened Rome's economic interests. The Republic viewed military intervention as a necessity to secure its position in the region and protect its trading partners. Rome's military strategy during the First Illyrian War involved a combination of land and naval operations. The Roman fleet was dispatched to challenge Illyrian naval supremacy, while ground troops advanced into Illyrian territories. The Roman legions, well-trained and organized, sought to exploit any weaknesses within the Illyrian forces. The Illyrians, under King Agron, initially put up a fierce resistance, employing guerrilla tactics and utilizing their knowledge of the local terrain to counter Roman advances. Despite their fierce resistance, the Illyrians faced significant challenges in the face of Roman military discipline and strategy. The Romans were able to capture several key Illyrian cities, undermining the tribe's ability to coordinate a unified defense. The siege of the city of Epidamnos, modern-day Duras, marked a turning point in the war, demonstrating Rome's resolve to establish dominance over the region. The fall of this strategic city weakened Illyrian morale and control, making it increasingly difficult for Agron to maintain cohesion among the various tribes. This phase of the war, the First Illyrian War, concluded in 227 BC, with a treaty that imposed significant restrictions on Illyrian sovereignty. The defeat marked a substantial shift in power dynamics in the region, as the Romans established themselves as the dominant force in the Adriatic. However, the Illyrians managed to retain some degree of autonomy, although under Roman oversight. This war set a precedent for future conflicts, establishing a pattern of resistance and adaptation that would characterize the Illyrian experience in the face of Roman expansion. The legacy of this conflict reverberated through subsequent generations. The Second Illyrian War erupted in 219 BC. As a direct consequence of lingering tensions between the Illyrians and the Roman Republic, Following the conclusion of the First Illyrian War, the Illyrians were allowed to maintain a semblance of independence. However, this was a fragile peace. The political landscape was further complicated by the rise of a new Illyrian leader, Teuta, who adopted a more aggressive stance towards Rome. Teuta's expansionist ambitions and her support for piracy in the Adriatic Sea alarmed Roman authorities, prompting them to. Teuta's initial response to Roman aggression was to rally the Illyrian tribes and assert her authority. She sought to unify the tribes against the common enemy, demonstrating her leadership skills and military acumen. However, the internal divisions among the tribes made it difficult to forge a cohesive front against the Romans. Despite her efforts, the Illyrian forces were not adequately prepared for the scale of the Roman military machine, which had grown more formidable since the First Illyrian War. The Romans capitalized on this disunity, employing both military. The conflict escalated as the Romans launched a series of successful campaigns against Illyrian strongholds. The Roman legions, led by skilled generals, systematically dismantled Teuta's military capabilities. Key battles were fought along the Adriatic coast, where the Roman navy played a decisive role in neutralizing Illyrian maritime strength. The Roman forces implemented siege tactics and blockades, further isolating Illyrian cities and disrupting supply lines. The capture of strategic locations not only weakened Teuta's military. The Second Illyrian War concluded in 212 BC, with a treaty that imposed even harsher conditions on the Illyrians. Teuta was forced to relinquish significant territorial claims and limit her naval activities, effectively curtailing Illyrian power in the region. This defeat marked the end of the Illyrian kingdom's autonomy and solidified Roman control over the Adriatic Sea. Despite their military losses, the Illyrians continued to resist Roman domination, demonstrating a remarkable spirit of resilience. The Second Illyrian War exemplified the complex interplay between military power, tribal dynamics, and cultural identity. The aftermath of the Illyrian Wars had profound implications for both the Illyrians and the Roman Republic. For the Illyrians, the consequences of defeat were significant and far-reaching. With the imposition of Roman authority, the previously independent tribes faced a new reality characterized by subjugation and loss of autonomy. The harsh terms of the treaties stripped the Illyrians of their power, forcing them to navigate a complex landscape of Roman governance while attempting to preserve their cultural identity. The legacy of these wars served as a reminder of their resilience and determination. Roman control over the Illyrian territories resulted in significant administrative changes. The Romans established provinces and imposed their systems of governance, leading to the integration of Illyrian lands into the broader Roman Empire. This integration brought both challenges and opportunities for the Illyrians. On one hand, they faced increased taxation and the erosion of traditional governance structures. On the other hand, they gained access to Roman infrastructure, trade networks, and cultural exchanges. This duality illustrates the complexities of life under Rome. Culturally, the aftermath of the Illyrian Wars led to a blending of traditions between the Romans and the Illyrians. As the Romans settled in the region, they brought their customs, language, and legal systems, which began to influence Illyrian society. However, many Illyrians retained their cultural practices, creating a rich tapestry of shared traditions. The preservation of Illyrian identity amidst Roman influence highlights the enduring nature of cultural heritage and the ability of societies to adapt to changing circumstances while maintaining their core values. The legacy of the Illyrian Wars continues to resonate in modern Albanian culture. The struggles and triumphs of the Illyrians serve as a source of national pride and identity. Contemporary Albanians often look back to their Illyrian ancestors as symbols of resilience and strength. This historical narrative contributes to a sense of belonging and cultural continuity, reinforcing the idea that understanding the past is crucial for shaping a cohesive future. Geography played a pivotal role in shaping the dynamics of the Illyrian Wars, influencing both military strategies and the socio-political landscape of the region. The Illyrians inhabited a rugged terrain characterized by mountains, valleys, and a lengthy coastline along the Adriatic Sea. This geographical diversity presented both advantages and challenges for the Illyrians. The mountainous regions provided natural fortifications that facilitated defense against invasions, while the coast enabled them to engage in maritime trade and fishing. However, these same geographical features the Adriatic Sea served as a critical arena for conflict during the Illyrian Wars, as control over maritime routes was essential for both trade and military strategy. The Illyrian navy, though initially formidable, struggled against the more organized Roman fleet. Roman naval supremacy allowed them to effectively blockade Illyrian ports and disrupt trade, crippling the Illyrian economy. The significance of naval power in these conflicts underscores the importance of maritime geography in shaping the outcomes of warfare. Control over the Adriatic was not merely a matter of military might, it was also about the internal geography of Illyrian territories, with its diverse tribes and varying loyalties, further complicated the situation. The Illyrian tribes were often divided, each with its own interests and leadership structures. This fragmentation hindered their ability to mount a unified defense against the Roman onslaught. While some tribes resisted Roman encroachment, others sought alliances with Rome for their own gain, demonstrating the complexity of tribal dynamics in the face of external threats. This disunity ultimately played a significant role in the success of Roman military campaigns. Despite the challenges posed by geography, the Illyrians displayed remarkable adaptability. They utilized their knowledge of the land to employ guerrilla tactics and ambush strategies against Roman forces. The Illyrian ability to navigate their rugged terrain showcased their resilience and resourcefulness. The interplay between geography and military strategy illustrates the complexities of the Illyrian Wars and highlights the enduring spirit of the Illyrian people in the face of The Illyrian culture was deeply intertwined with their approach to warfare, influencing their military strategies and practices. The Illyrians were known for their warrior ethos, where bravery and valor were highly esteemed. This cultural valor was reflected in their military organization, which relied on tribal cohesion and personal loyalty to chieftains. Illyrian warriors were often fiercely independent, fighting not only for their tribes but also for their honor and reputation. This cultural context shaped their approach to warfare, where battles were not merely about conquest but also about affirming their identity and legacy. Rituals and traditions associated with warfare played a significant role in Illyrian society. Before battles, the Illyrians engaged in ceremonies to invoke the favor of their gods and ancestors. These rituals served to unite the warriors and bolster their morale, reinforcing their commitment to the fight. The importance of ritual in Illyrian warfare underscores the deep connection between spirituality and military action in their culture. For the Illyrians, the weapons and armor also reflected the Illyrian culture and artistry. Illyrian warriors wielded a variety of weapons, including swords, spears, and shields, many of which were intricately designed and adorned with symbolic motifs. The craftsmanship of Illyrian weapons showcased their technological advancements and artistic sensibilities. This attention to detail not only served practical purposes in battle, but also conveyed messages of identity and pride. The materials used and the styles adopted by Illyrian warriors contributed to their distinct military aesthetic. The cultural impact of warfare extended beyond the battlefield, shaping the social fabric of Illyrian communities. The experiences of war forged strong bonds among warriors and fostered a sense of communal identity. Victories were celebrated with communal feasts and storytelling, reinforcing cultural narratives and collective memory. The legacy of these experiences continued to resonate through generations, influencing the values and traditions of future societies in the region. The Illyrian culture of warfare illustrates the intricate interplay between identity, honor, and the communal spirit. From the Roman perspective, the Illyrian Wars represented a critical phase in their expansionist strategy and a necessary response to perceived threats in the Adriatic region. Roman leaders viewed the Illyrians as both a military challenge and an economic opportunity. The Illyrians' control over key trade routes and resources made them an attractive target for conquest. The wars were framed as a means of securing Roman interests and establishing a stable political order in the Balkans. This rationale highlights the strategic thinking that guided Roman military decisions. The Roman military approach to the Illyrian Wars was characterized by careful planning and execution. Roman generals utilized a combination of land and naval tactics, employing legions and warships to effectively coordinate their campaigns. The Roman military was renowned for its discipline, organization, and innovative strategies, which played a significant role in their success against the Illyrians. This military effectiveness was underscored by the efficient logistics that allowed for rapid troop movements and the ability to sustain prolonged campaigns. The Roman emphasis on military Moreover, the Roman perspective on the Illyrians was influenced by cultural perceptions and stereotypes. The Illyrians were often depicted as fierce warriors, but also as barbaric and uncivilized. Roman propaganda played a crucial role in shaping public opinion about the Illyrians, framing the conflicts as a civilizing mission. This narrative sought to justify Roman actions and promote a sense of superiority over the Illyrians. Such depictions reflected broader themes of cultural identity and the dynamics of power between civilizations, revealing the complexities of Roman attitudes toward conquered peoples. In the aftermath of the Illyrian Wars, Roman perspectives shifted as the integration of Illyrian territories into the empire brought new challenges and opportunities. The previously held views of Illyrians as barbaric began to evolve as Romans recognized the contributions of Illyrian culture and craftsmanship. The blending of Roman and Illyrian traditions resulted in a rich cultural exchange that shaped the identity of the region. This transformation underscores the dynamic. The Illyrian Wars offer valuable lessons for contemporary society, emphasizing themes of resilience, identity, and the complexities of cultural interactions. One of the primary lessons is the importance of unity in the face of external threats. The Illyrians, despite their bravery and military prowess, struggled to maintain a cohesive front against the organized Roman military. Their experiences serve as a reminder of the necessity for collaboration and solidarity among communities in addressing challenges. This lesson is particularly relevant today, as societies navigate complex global issues that require collective action and shared purpose. Another crucial lesson is the significance of cultural identity in times of conflict. The Illyrians fiercely defended their way of life and cultural heritage, illustrating the deep connection between identity and resilience. The preservation of cultural traditions in the face of adversity is essential for fostering a sense of belonging and continuity within communities. This emphasizes the importance of recognizing and valuing diverse cultural heritage. Furthermore, the Illyrian Wars highlight the consequences of imperial ambitions and the impact of military conflict on local populations. The struggles faced by the Illyrians remind us of the human cost of warfare and the need for empathy and understanding in international relations. The lessons learned from these historical conflicts prompt contemporary societies to seek diplomatic solutions to disputes rather than resorting to violence. Promoting dialogue, cooperation, and mutual respect is crucial in building a more peaceful and just world. In conclusion, the legacy of the Illyrian Wars continues to resonate, providing insights into the complexities of cultural interactions and the importance of resilience. By studying these historical events, we can better understand the dynamics of identity, power, and cooperation that shape our world today. The lessons from the Illyrian Wars serve as a call to action, encouraging individuals and communities to strive for unity, cultural preservation, and peaceful resolutions to conflicts, fostering a more harmonious future.